There goes Jamie. He's fast. It makes me feel like I'm such a good skier.
What does?
These skis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Somebody said that.
Because it's like a pretty short turn radius. So like you really don't have to like give the front of the ski very much for it to come around real nicely.
Right.
It kind of like does part of the work for you.
Yeah.
And then if you really try to ski, it's like really good.
Hi skiers, I'm Jeff from SkiEssentials.com.
I'm Bob. How's it going?
We're back here in the studio after a pretty fun morning. Bob and I were both on the Enforcer 100 today. Really fun. I actually hadn't skied that ski since, I'm sure I skied it last year at some point, but I kind of couldn't remember the last time I skied it, and it reminded me, like, this thing is an absolute blast. It's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to performance in a little bit in the actual review. But if you didn't see our last video, this is the Nordica month for our Ski Happy photo contest. And Nordica is giving away a pair of these 2020 Enforcer 100s. So, as usual, I'll leave a link to that in the description of this video. Definitely encourage you to enter. Last month we gave away Rustler 9s. The guy just got them yesterday. He's psyched.
Who wouldn't want to win a pair of free skis for submitting a photo? It's a great opportunity.
It is a great opportunity, and it's fun too.
Yeah.
The most fun part for me is just watching all the different photos come in and seeing where everybody skis and what they like to do when they're skiing and stuff like that. So definitely encourage you to enter that. Thank you, Nordica, for providing that ski. This is the Enforcer 100. I want to say it's like the ski that started it all.
Again.
Or restarted it all, because there was a earlier version of the Enforcer, but this, I think this really put Nordica on the map for skis specifically.
Yeah.
Nordica as a brand was always known for like really, really good ski boot designs, but really just in the last 10 years or so, they've really started to make a name for themselves on the ski side, and a lot of that has to do with this Enforcer 100. We've been talking about Enforcers quite a bit recently. Yeah. There's now 6 skis in that Enforcer line. We talked about them in the Black Rose comparison real quick. So everything from 88 all the way up to 115, and this is the original one. You're probably pretty familiar with it, but essentially it's split between the normal Enforcers and the Enforcer Free now, this being the widest of those traditional Enforcers. Bob, I know you had never skied the 185 before today.
Correct.
And you had a 193.
Yeah.
So what do you think? I know you've skied the ski a lot because you had it in your quiver. How was it fun being on the 185 today?
Yeah, I skied that 193 pretty exclusively the first 2 years of this model, and I loved it. I thought it was maybe a little long in deep snow days. My legs would get tired.
Deep snow days and tight trees.
Yeah, that was my only complaint. And we kind of had a joke here. Another guy skis on him, and we would say, "Oh, was today an Enforcer day?" And we'd say, "Every day is an Enforcer day." And that was kind of our running joke. Today there was, it was ice for the most part, and they did great.
Yeah, and there was an inch of fresh snow too on some trails.
Yep.
So it was an Enforcer day.
Right.
And a 6-inch powder day would be an Enforcer day too.
Sure would.
They're definitely really versatile skis. I guess we should touch on construction if people aren't familiar with the ski. So it's a pretty dense wood core in here, denser than the Free models. Those use some lighter weight wood, and then 2 sheets of metal, like we've seen in all of the Enforcer skis and likely will continue to ski.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they're known for. And that metal is thinner than we see in a lot of skis, which takes a little bit of weight out of them. They're not lightweight skis. They're still pretty hefty, but that thinner metal does take out some of the weight. And it softens the flex a little bit, or helps to soften the flex a little bit. So these things have like a very powerful feel, but they also have some amount of forgiveness and a really good snow feel.
I think they're remarkably quick for their size and shape.
That's
what I keep
thing.
Coming back to is, you can really open it up and hit those high speeds.
Yep.
But then like on T-line today, I was like, I'm going to make short turns. And I was continuously surprised at how quickly they came around
Yeah.
and how responsive they are for that shape and size. So we're always kind of putting these contingencies on these skis for 100, which is kind of in that middle category, and just how quick it can be for that size.
Yep. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, that's one of the things that I really like about it is its blend of
Yeah.
stability and power, and also being pretty quick.
Yeah.
And it, especially me. So today I skied the 177, and I feel like I've always gone back and forth between the 185 and the 177.
Mhm.
I had so much fun skiing the 177 today, and I think I'll touch on this in a little bit. But first of all, yeah, like you don't have to ski them like super fast for it to be
Right.
fun. And I stopped, like that's how I started this video. I stopped today and was like, these things make me feel like I'm a really good skier because they just come across the trail really nicely.
Yeah.
Like they finish a turn really nicely.
Yeah.
This is an 18.5 meter turn radius.
In the 185.
In the 185. Right, so it's a pretty small turn radius for each length,
Yeah.
which I think, it makes them fun. Like today we weren't skiing like super steep terrain,
Right.
but they're still like really responsive
Yeah.
and fun and pretty quick out of the turn. Just a really, really good ski overall. I really like the way that they've differentiated the two lines too, and I think now you can really like kind of pick and choose what's right for you. I've been skiing the 104 quite a bit this year already, and it was nice coming back to this
Right.
because this thing loves to finish a turn.
Yeah.
Which kind of got me thinking, like, it definitely comes down to skier style. I know a lot of people will be thinking, like, should I get the 100 or the 104? Last year with Nordica, we took the 100 and the 104, and a couple people were on 110s, and we hiked the Chin at Stowe. And the people that were on the 100s, like, weren't having a bad time.
Right.
Like, you could tell that on the 104 and the 110, it was easier to kind of smear turns and then maneuver through tight trees. This requires a little bit more skier input, but it's definitely still a versatile ski.
Yeah.
And it works really well for that type of skier that likes to drive their turns and ski pretty, pretty aggressively fore aft.
I had also thought that we had done that article a few years ago on the top 10 most iconic skis of all time.
Yeah.
I think if we revisit that list in,
Right.
whether it's now or 10 years from now,
Right.
this would certainly be in that conversation of,
Totally.
something that really kind of changed the way that ski technology and how skis are built these days.
No, it's really cool. I mean, the design of this ski is really nice. Like the tip shape. The tip shape is kind of like what it's all about.
Right.
It's got this long, gradual rocker, and then also like really gradual taper. So when you tip the ski on edge, you're like actually lengthening the effective edge, and you can feel it, and like you can see it when you watch footage back of this ski. If you get a high edge angle, you get like tip to tail contact through the whole length of the ski practically. But then you can like ski it flat and pivot it really easily. So I think that's ultimately the key behind this ski and a big reason why it's so fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and they talk about that all the time when they come and teach us about them. And
yeah, pretty much any time we talk to anybody from Nordica, they're like, look, and tip the ski on edge. And I mean, that really is a big factor to their performance.
Yeah.
So great skis. I mean, definitely an advanced expert level ski, I think. Every once in a while you'll see like a more intermediate level skier kind of skidding turns on them. That'll work.
Right. A day like today, like it was just good cruising. Like it was just a mellow cruising ski.
Yeah,
and
totally.
Had a blast.
Yeah.
So it hits a lot of those different boxes for sure.
Definitely. Anything to finish with?
No, just every day's an enforcer day.
Yeah. No, they're just really good. And I guess we'll finish by saying that when we skied to the bottom of the mountain today, there were about 10 Nordica skis in the rack that certainly looked like they were from 2021.
Yeah. The future is here.
The future is here. There were some enforcers in that rack. I guess we can't give anything away. We really don't know that much about them yet.
About it.
But hopefully we'll be skiing some of those things maybe as early as next week.
Yeah.
So new stuff down the road, but this thing is awesome.
Yeah.
So take a look at it. Enter the Ski Happy contest if you haven't already, and you could win a pair. And we'll see you guys on the slopes.
Bye.